Okay, welcome to the Little Bastard YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be going through the differences between the Epiphone Thunderbird and the Epiphone Thunderbird Classic 4 Pro. Alright, so first let's start at the headstock. As you can see, the headstock of the Epiphone, the standard Epiphone, is chamfered on the edges. It has a color matched headstock, and the entire back of the neck is color matched to the burst of the base. Whereas the Epiphone Thunderbird Classic 4 Pro has a separate piece of wood like a Gibson Thunderbird. You can barely see it there, but this is actually a sharp edge. It is not chamfered down. And the neck is burst as well. It also has a burst on it. Also, the Epiphone Thunderbird has a multiply. Alright. Yep. Alright. It's got a multiply. What is this thing of truss cover? The Pro has a single ply truss cover, so there's no white strip around it. Next is the neck. There's no differences in the neck other than the fact that this Pro has a burst on the back of the neck. It fades to black as it goes up from brown. This one, the entire back of the neck is brown. Next, we're gonna go to the construction. The neck and body on this one are two separate pieces and bolted together on the standard Epiphone. On the Classic 4 Pro, the neck and body are one piece, just like the Gibson. It's called a neck through. Also on the pick guard, the Pro has a raised Thunderbird logo. This one, it's just silk screened on there. Alright, the knobs. This one has fully acrylic knobs that are smoked in color. This one has steel topped, little steel discs in the top of the knobs. This one, I damaged the jack on this one, but the jack is on the front of this base, and on this base the jack is right there, just like on the Gibson. Bridges are identical. The pickups, this one has a set of Gibson TB Plus humbucker pickups in it, same ones that are on the normal Thunderbird. This one's got a set of Epiphone brand TB Plus humbucker pickups, which are on the Epiphone, on just an Epiphone pickup. Alright, this one, you can see that the cutaway, the base side of the body has a more abrupt curve to it, and on this one it's a more soft curve. That just ramps up. This one just goes whoop, right into the neck. Alright, let's flip each of these over. We're going to take a look at the back. Also, I must note that this one has a thicker body, and this one is thinner. Okay, looking at the back. The control plate on this one is a 5-screw control plate. This one has a 4-screw control plate. Also, the serial number is different. That'll focus. The serial number on this one is printed in a smaller font and a different font than this one. This one's Times New Roman. This one's a less fancy, tiny serial number. Also, the strap button is located off to the side because the neck screw holds it in. This one, since it doesn't have neck screws, it's dead center in the heel. Also, the construction of the body and neck, you could see that there are 7 pieces of wood that make up this body and neck. This one's just a straight maple neck and all that. Also, you will see the belly cut out on the Pro and the straight edge on the Standard. Now I'm going to go through the differences that are not really apparent to people who have never played Thunderbirds before. While I have them flipped over and you can see this better, the Sunburst, they both come in 2 colors, but one of the colors is Alpine White, which are identical. But this one is more, these Sunbursts are different Sunbursts. Don't know if the camera's catching this quite well, but this one's a cherry red, I want to say a cherry red color. Vintage Sunburst is what it's called. This one is just a straight up brown color. This is called Vintage Tobacco Burst, I believe. Okay, and trying to think of all of the other differences. Also on this neck, if I go down over here, that just got dark, you can see that the fingerboard, that the neck ends here and the fingerboard has a little notch under it. Not sure what that's for. This one, the neck and fingerboard end dead even. Like I said, the bridges are identical. Alright, trying to think of more. The rosewood on this fingerboard is slightly lighter than the fingerboard of this one. It's much darker because this one has an oiled fretboard, this one has a bare fretboard. It's been oiled too, but it's not glossy, and it's not really that satiny finish that's on this one. Pickups have 3 screws on the Standard, 2 screws for the Gibson pickup on this one. Also, one thing to note about Thunderbirds is notice how I can't push the pickups inside the guitar. That's because this guitar uses, these guitars use a block of foam underneath them. They both have it. Also, the screws are bigger on the Epiphone's on a standard Epiphone's pick guard. Here the screws are smaller and there's a chamfer, a little chamfered edge around the screw. Let's see what else is there. Try to think of more. Oh, this one has gray screws in it, like a dark gray. And this one has stark black screws, which are also smaller. This one's got larger screws in it. Also, the nut on this one is thicker on the Pro than it is on the Standard. I'm really trying to go all out on this video. Let's see. Can't really see many more differences. Oh, the woods. I totally forgot about the woods. On this one, it's made out of mahogany all the way through with 7 pieces in the center. There are 5 pieces in the center. You got mahogany, maple, walnut, maple, mahogany, and then 2 strips of, I guess, rosewood that are very, very, very thin, almost veneer thin. On this bass guitar, you got ash for the body and maple for the neck. This one kind of looks like it's got a flamed maple on it. But folks, that's it for the video. Have a nice day.